Okay, welcome to Gen X Medic. Here we are talking about something we don't want to talk about again. Paramedics who are at least in trouble. So, what we're talking about is a Chicago firefighter and paramedic who has been terminated. Apparently, according to the article I'm about to cover, it was reprinted by EMS1 and was found in the Chicago Tribune. There's a lot of information in here that's wanting. There's a lot of information in here that's obviously written by someone who has no understanding of EMS if we're looking at this from a perspective of reality. So let's pull it up. And here we go. Welcome to EMS1. Welcome to the Chicago Tribune. Let's start out here. The department dismissed Dakota Abraham and suspended Joseph Schultz. Leonardo Guerrero died after being strapped to a stretcher in an ambulance. Already the framing is designed with one purpose: to make us all remember Mr. Earl Moore, who was strapped prone to a cot in an unsafe position. Now, if you'll go through this, we're going to find that's not actually the case. There may have been some neglect. We don't know. I've not seen the body cam video. If you find the body cam video, send it to me at genxmedic@gmail.com. Please send that. I will happily review it. I will make time to review it. So let's go along here. So apparently, Mr. Guerrero is a 44-year-old who had taken cocaine and been drinking. As we go through this article, you find that he was found naked. Now, I'm a paramedic. I find someone naked, especially in colder weather. Look at the time of year. And turns out they've been high on stimulants. I'm going to be thinking excited delirium. Now, we're going to go through this, and there's things that we don't know whether or not they were available to this crew. And that matters. The reason it matters is the fact that despite what we talk about, not every agency has the same protocols. Not every agency has the same capabilities. I don't know what Chicago Fire's protocols and capabilities are. So that matters here. If you'll read through this article, I will include a link, by the way. You're going to see that the family's upset. Well, yes, the family's upset. And guess what? If I was a family, I would be upset too. You know what? One of the things I plan on covering soon is an episode on grief. That's going to be a hard episode, and I've got to let important people close to me watch it before I can make it public. How these things affect the family facts have no bearing on it, because they lost someone who was important to them, someone who they love. So, after reading this, we find out apparently he was hypertensive. Now, I don't know how they knew they were hypertensive unless they found something in the autopsy that says this, because apparently they never took vital signs on the patient. Also, to know these things, you either had to check vitals or there's got to be something else going on, because this guy coded in the 3 minutes that he was in this paramedic's care. 3 minutes. And I don't know about you, that's a short transport time. According to this, we got a statement. Guerrero told the police he was dying and he didn't want to die, and he could be clearly seen as suffering from some form of respiratory distress. Well, like I said, I want to see the body cam footage. So they got out of the truck with no equipment. What we're not saying, why were they dispatched? Because you know what? Yes, you're supposed to get out with equipment, but sometimes experience matters. 99% of the psych patients I go on, and that's what this may have been called in as, was a psychiatric patient. I don't take equipment. My goal is to talk to the patient. When you show up with bags and monitors and everything else, that patient's going to look at you and they're automatically intimidated. You know, so if you can find a way to de-escalate that, and sometimes that means not having equipment, it's coming at them as a person. I'll be honest, in places that I've worn badges, I've worn a t-shirt up to talk to the patient. Why? Because I wanted to do everything I could to de-escalate it and ensure that the patient knew that I was there for them. I wasn't there to be just a authority figure or someone that was there to boss them around or make things worse. These are things that we don't know. I hate bad journalism. This doesn't help. This doesn't help the situation that we're in. It doesn't help the world that we live in right now. Now, obviously, Mr. Abraham's lawyer is doing his job. He is defending his client. He's advocating zealously for him. They talk about him being restrained, but the only actual restraints used, apparently, other than the normal seat belts that they call straps, are handcuffs. Well, this is a kind of a common thing for violent patients. You secure them with handcuffs so they don't hurt anybody. Now, they also talk about how the medic and the cop were just sitting there chatting it up. Well, guess what? You're on body cam. You're on camera everywhere you go. That's going to work against you. But once more, we've also not seen the footage. We don't know where Mr. Abraham was sitting in the ambulance, what he can see, what's going on. And like I said, if they're being combative, you're not going to get vital signs on them sometimes. That's just the reality. You look, are they breathing? What color is their skin? That's what you're going to be able to do, because I don't want to get hit. I don't want to get bit. Even with the officer back there, there's only so much you can do. You're in a tight, confined quarters. We need to know more. We need to know more to make a good judgment call on this. Apparently, the paramedic and the police agreed that he was combative. And if that's true, guess what? You can't take vitals on someone who's trying to whip your butt. You know, it's just what's going on. According to the internal affairs report, this is disputed. Now, like I said, we've not seen the body cam footage. And do I trust investigators? Nope. Why? Because people have agendas. You know, these folks got suspensions from their jobs. They've lost their ability to support themselves. And one of them's lost their job. Family's going to have family opinions. Let's be honest. They, unless the family's in EMS, unless they're in public safety, they don't know. They're hurting. And if you're not giving all the compassion to the Guerrero family, you're doing it wrong. I love it when my screen just does weird stuff. So apparently the brother had a fear of doctors. And they say he's not combative. I'm sorry. If you're on cocaine, there's a good possibility you're combative. The person you are most days is not the person you are when you're high. Fuck me.